Hi, guys. This is Bruce, and this is the Build Baby Build Show. What are we building? We're building you, your business, and your real estate empire. Guys, if you like the show, like and subscribe below. If you have a question for me directly, I want you to hit me at askbruceaquestion at gmail.com. It really is that simple, guys. All right, so let's get into it. So I have a client struggling, overwhelmed with what to do next. Guys, take a breath, stay calm. Commercial real estate is not that difficult. I promise you, it's one of the simpler businesses out there. Why? Because it's been around for a long time and there are a lot of professionals involved. So don't look at this like it's some magic spell that people can't do. Now, you can head a lot of different directions, but there's one direction you should go. It's very simple. Go find a deal. Go find a deal. That is the very first thing you should be doing if you want to get into real estate. You can study all you want, you can get all the coaches, you can read all the books. Until you start doing deals, chasing deals, finding deals, underwriting and understanding deals, you're not going to find deals. They don't just fall out of trees. Your best friend doesn't call you up and say, hey, I got a great deal, you should buy it. And usually when they do that, it's not a great deal. You've got to go find a deal. Now, there's a lot of other stuff that matters, but it doesn't matter if you don't have a deal. You can have the best contacts in the world in real estate, but if you don't have a deal, it doesn't matter. You cannot put title companies together or bankers or CPAs or lawyers or any of that until you find a deal. Now, there's a small added part to that. Once you find that deal, you have to get that deal under control. And that might be a little bit more where some of the confusion comes in. So you're out hustling. You're looking for deals. You're scouring the internet. You're talking to brokers. You're banging on doors. Whatever it is you're doing, you find a deal. Now, in the commercial world, most of your deals, unless they're off market, are going to have a broker representing them. I strongly recommend you have your own broker represent you. Guys, I do this for a living, and I use brokers to represent me. You do not want to do deals, and you do not want to negotiate directly with the seller's broker. Let these guys hash it out. They understand the rules. They understand the nuances that can cost you thousands of dollars. You think you're saving money by not involving a good broker to represent you. And there may be a few people who can pull that off. But if you're not a licensed practicing broker, you're going to miss stuff that you shouldn't if you try and do it yourself. So bring in a broker to negotiate. Now, you found the deal, right? You found it. Now you are in the negotiation. You got to get control of the deal. Getting control of it means you get it under contract and you get it under option. Don't mistake controlling a commercial deal with something you've seen in residential. You go buy a residential house and you're just buying one for you to live in and you're going through traditional financing. You're probably going to close on that thing in 30 or 45 days. It's a very normal process. Well, in the commercial world, you can get a lot more due diligence. But what you're wanting to do is lock that up so you have whatever that time period is you negotiate for due diligence, that's yours. And you have the opportunity to do whatever you're going to do with that deal. So you lock it up. You can go 60, 90 plus days. There's options. There's some earnest money that may go down. So you do need a little bit of cash to pull this off. It's usually 1% on the earnest side and, measured in hundreds of dollars most of the time on the option side. In the world of house flipping, these guys will close in 3 or 5 days. You don't have to do that in commercial. Now, if you have the cash and you want to come in strong and hard, a fast close will get you some points. So that's not really what we're talking about. We are talking about getting you off the sidelines, eliminating this fear and confusion, or whatever word you want to use there, that's keeping you from moving forward, to understand, go find that deal. Go find it and get control of it. I promise you, if you have a good deal, and it's really a good deal, meaning you know exactly what you're doing with it, you know what kind of return you're going to make, and people are willing to live with that return, then that's a good deal. You'll be able to sell it. Now, don't feel like you have to have 50 investors lined up before that happens. I promise you, you start getting on the phone, telling people what you have, and by the way, you have it under control. You're not trying to get it under control. You have it under control. They're going to listen to you. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. I'll give you an example. I have a deal I just put under contract yesterday. Now, I do have a pool of investors, and I do have people that I've already been talking to about it. But any sort of real documentation or conversations about percentages and what's going on with it really didn't happen until today, because I didn't have control of it. And as much as I love my investors and we have NDAs and all these wonderful things, you don't share too much before you have a deal and you have control of a deal. It's just a good practice. So don't worry about the other things. The great thing is, all the other stuff that matters in that transaction, there are very, very experienced, good professionals that can help you with that. If you ever need a referral or a recommendation on you name it, contact me at askbruceaquestion@gmail.com. Now, guys, I'm local to the Austin area. If you need a referral on a title company in Ohio, I'm not going to be much help. But I'll help you select and decide how to choose one. And there are things, there's clues and conversations and questions you can ask that sure will increase your odds of getting a good company to work with. That's just not title, that's everything. There are certain things that these folks should know. There's certain questions they should be able to answer. And a good clue is some of that vocabulary that we went over before. If you don't think that they're understanding what you're talking about when you talk about triple nets, NOIs, cash on cash, cap rates, if they're not spitting that right back at you, that's probably not your guy. So anyway, don't get confused. Break it down into really small components. If you want to be in the commercial real estate business and you want to invest in real estate, whether you are the investor, the developer, whatever component that is, you got to get deals. You got to find deals. And once you find them, you got to get them under control. It's going to be a lot easier once that happens. I promise. You got plenty of help. So go find a deal, lock it up, and then you'll be able to get it done. Guys, I hope this helps. If you liked it, like and subscribe below. And as always, if you have a question, send it to askbruceaquestion@gmail.com. I'll see you again soon.